Hello everyone, welcome to the next learn the combination of structure and function. That means how to pass the structured data members through function. Okay. So directly we'll go to the example and we'll learn how to use function in structure. Okay. So let us define a structure first of all. We'll have a name field, one roll number, and let us have one mark field. We need a structure variable to access the data members as per our discussion. Then we will take the input. Lastly, we'll take the input for mark. Okay. So once we'll take the input, after that we need to display. So while displaying the values, I'll display by using function. So the first idea is I can pass all the data members individually. Okay. Now whenever I'm passing individually, I'll display the values by using the function. So I have to define the function. So whenever I'm passing st.name, st.name is nothing but it's a string. So I can give the same name or I can give a different name, but I have to catch with another string because I am passing a string. Similarly, the second value what I am passing, that's an integer variable. So I have to catch with another integer. And lastly, the float value. So what we will do here, directly I can write down the name of the variable. Okay. So here structure variable is not required. Why? Because name one, roll number one, and mark one are not the member of a structure. So those are independent values or variables, so which we can access directly by using their name. Okay. So let us give the function prototype. I can give the function prototype before structure also, before main also. Okay. So let us save and execute. Okay. The comma is here. Okay. So you have to enter the name. I have entered the name. Roll number I have entered. And finally, the values are being displayed by using function. Okay. So this is the first approach that I can pass all individual data members of a structure and I have to catch all individual data members in the function body. But the problem is what? Here there are total three number of values are there or variables. So I have to pass three. So I am catching also three. But the problem is if my structure will contain 300 data members. So in this approach, I have to pass all 300 variables. I have to catch all 300 variables, which is actually not feasible in practical because to handle a single variable is very difficult. Whenever you are passing 300 variables, you have to catch 300 variables. You have to be very, very careful while operating the values. Okay. So to overcome this particular drawback, what we can do, we can use a function and we have to pass all the values. All the values are present with a single variable, that is my structure variable. So I can pass the structure variable directly. Instead of passing all individual data members, I am passing the structure variable because the structure variable contains all different types of values. Okay. Now let us define. So we know that whenever I am passing integer variable, I am catching with another integer variable. So whenever I am passing a structure variable, what we need to do? We have to catch with another structure variable. So what we will do inside the definition of show function, I have to catch with, let's for example, I am catching with st1. Okay. So what I need to do, I have to print all three values. But here I have to access through st1 dot name, st1 dot roll number, st1 dot mark. Okay. So if you will try to understand the concept, nothing but previously st is containing all three values, the name, the roll number, and the mark. Whatever the value I have entered, suppose I have entered this one, the entire thing is copied to another structure variable, st1. And structure variable means immediately it will get the memory for individual data members. Okay. So this value is also be copied. Okay. And as you're accessing the structure data members, so I have to access to the new structure variable st1 because st is only known inside the main function. Once I'm outside the main function, I'm inside the show function, st is unknown. So that's why I'm catching with another structure variable st1 and I'm accessing everything by using st1. So this name, roll number and mark are the data members of the structure only. That's why you are using structure variable. Now to provide this particular function prototype, I have to write after defining the structure because if I write, I can write down the display above structure because it has no role, no relationship with the structure. But the show function is having struct student as a data type. So first of all, you have to define the data type, then only I can use that one. So I have to declare the function prototype before main, after structure. Okay. So let us see. Just to distinguish, we'll see this one. Individual values. Just for the reference we are writing. Okay. Now check. This is individual values you are passing. This is first function. By using the structure variable, also you can access. Okay. Which is much more convenient. Clear. But again, The second approach is also having some problem. What is the problem? The problem is if I'm changing anything in the variable, okay, and I'm expecting that I can write before modification. Okay, I have modified here, and then I'll write down the same statement again after calling the function. So this will be after modification st.mark. Okay, so whenever I'm modifying anything, I should expect if the value must be modified. Okay, let us see. Let's see. Before modification is 66. After modification is also 66. So that means whatever the values I have modified, that is not reflecting. Okay, and that is what the drawback with call by value. So this approach is my call by value in structure. Okay, now if I want the updated version or updated mark, then what I need to do? I need to pass the address of the structure variable. Okay, and whenever I'm using the address of structure variable, then I need to catch. Okay, and here I'll just do the same thing, but I'll use arrow operator. In place of dot, we'll use arrow operator because the structure variable is of pointer type. Okay, now here we will not do anything. Okay, I have called the function. I am printing. I am doing some modification, and then after that again I am printing the modified version. Clear? Now we'll provide the function prototype. Okay, let us execute. Okay, here I have modified before modified 67. I have added 10. Now it is reflecting as 77. Okay, so this call by address is the proper solution to the problem of call by value. Okay, this I can say call by using structure. Okay, so to access or to pass the data members of structure, we will have three approaches in function. One, we can pass individual data members. We can pass at a time by using the structure variable. We can pass the address of the structure variable to achieve call by address, so that any modifications will be done in the structure variable or data members that should be reflected everywhere. Okay, so these are the three approaches that already you have discussed. You are passing individual data, you are passing the structure variable, you are passing the address of the structure variable. Okay, so through this video what we have learned, the basic concept. Okay, so there are three different approaches. Everything is having some different advantage as well as disadvantage, but by using call by address in structure will provide you the solution to all the problems. Okay, so any structure program you have written already, I'll suggest you rewrite the same program by using the concept of function, all three approaches. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching this video.